Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, when we do talk yarn and yarny things and crochet, of course, I cannot do that without my faithful mug of tea. And today, this is just like a good comfort tea because this is my Darjeeling blend. So it's a Darjeeling tea from the mountains of the Himalayas, just a classic black Darjeeling. And it fits somehow. I needed a comfort tea because this whole week, we're still in spring, I get that, but it's just been raining and almost autumn-like. Once in a while the sun goes through, and when the sun really goes through, it's nice and warm. But when it doesn't, and it's just rain and grey like it is right now, yeah, it's a little bit chilly, to be honest. So comfort tea, in the hope that the weather next week is going to be much better. And that's a part of it. So I have been a busy lady. I have been working on crocheting, and yet I know I said last time I wanted to have that sleeve done. Fact is, last night when I went to bed, I was like, oh, I still miss the fans. I did though add the 2 more rounds on the sleeve for my Oasis cardigan. So I am literally only needing to sit down and do the fans and then find out how many rounds do I need to do. Is it gonna be 2 rounds of fan or maybe 3 rounds of fans? That's it. And then I should be done with that sleeve. So it is very close to being done, but it isn't just quite yet. And it's just, you know, I was working on it last weekend and I was like, okay, I just need to do the fans and do a fit. And then I just never got around to actually doing it. And then the rest of the week kind of flew by because there's plenty of things to do these days. Real life responsibilities next to crocheting. That's just how it is. But as said, so right now I have a marker here for the center because the thread is basically not long enough to keep centered. And that's okay. I knew it was probably going to be slightly bit too short for the purpose, but it's been working. This would be the top of it. So we still have the sleeve coming out here. You've seen the previous yarn talk videos of the fit. And I said what I really need to do is here, I haven't completely finished that. So it is one above. I am going to chain 2 and then sort of pull this one down to the next row to, yeah, how can I say it? To start on the fans. So that's basically what's going to be happening. Yeah, you know, I just need to make fans for this. And then I need to copy this sleeve on the other side. And what is I did write everything down I've been doing. So this is the whole sleeve. It says how many gaps I have in the arm. And then it says how many rounds I did before decreasing. Then I decrease. Then how many rounds I do. Then decrease, etc. So it's straightforward. But it's quite some rounds actually when I count it up like this. Because we have like 8, 13, 17, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39. And then we have 49, 51, 53, 55, 59 rows before I start on the fans. And what I mean by the fans is I want to make like these thicker on the cuffs to make the cuffs a little bit stand out. And that is also what the pattern is calling for. I'm doing it slightly ever so different than the pattern because, you know, it just didn't work up the way I thought it would. And yeah, I ended up doing a little bit my own design. So I've followed the main design of the Oasis cardigan, and then I've kind of adapted that pattern to fit what I like. But I did that earlier on as well already, because what I also did with the Oasis cardigan is I increase the width, and I'm still debating. I really think I might need to add the front panels to make it a bit nicer, but it could also be that it's a project that I'm gonna do out in the future. That's not 100% decided yet, but I do know one thing is once I finish this sleeve and I'm happy with it, it's gonna go very quickly to make the other sleeve once I get going. So in this absolutely gorgeous yarn from Drops, 100% merino, and it's a fine weight yarn. So that is like a fingering weight for those that's interested. 2-weight yarn, 100% merino. They are 50-gram skeins or donuts. So that's at 1.75 ounces, and they are 100 and, do you believe 75 meters? Which is like quite close to 200 yards, maybe 190, 195 yards, something like that. Super nice yarn. I'm really enjoying working with it. And I can imagine doing other projects with that type of yarn in the future. I definitely can. So what else do I have on my crochet hook for now is that, of course, we do have the Fleur Mosaic blanket, because I do talk about these projects in chronological order. And last week I showed the finished inlines poncho, and trust me, this week I've really been debating on using it. It's just not been that cold to do it, but it's been pretty close to me to say, yeah, maybe I should have done it. It's been just on the edge. So the Oasis Cardigan I started on like last summer, or was it last summer. Then I put it away, then I found it again, then I put it away and started back on it around Christmas. Regardless, the Oasis Cardigan has been going on for a long time, and that's just how it's been. We've talked a lot about this cardigan, so I am really looking forward to kind of turn the page in that chapter, like be done with it. But it could also be that I say, okay, I do want to have those 2 front panels, but if I do, I need to, I just need to let it stay for a bit. But yeah, I'm undecided on that still. So that's not the most important right now. But yeah, so let's talk about Fleur. Fleur is a lovely mosaic blanket that is designed by Anke Wintermans, who's a Dutch designer. She has lots of mosaic patterns on Ravelry. I got Fleur. I got Fleur because actually I saw it as an advertisement on a Dutch web store that sells the yarn of Stylecraft Special DK yarns. And they had made a collaboration with Anke about this pattern, and it's an absolutely gorgeous pattern. They sell the yarns as color packs, and you can then buy the pattern either including the color packs, or you can buy the pattern loosely. What I did was I ended up buying the pattern loosely from Anke on Ravelry, because I think that saved me like 50 cents or $1, or like, it's not much, but just a little, and a very tiny cent counts. So I did that, and I also don't know if that might support her better. In any case, it's a gorgeous design she's made, so she does deserve all the credit. I do link to the Ravelry pattern here down below, because then I am sure you're getting it. It's in English, very simply explained. She has lots of references as to how to do Overlay Mosiac, because it's not like, you know, it doesn't look straightforward. And when you do get it and you get the idea behind, it is reasonably straightforward. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have progressed since last time. This mosaic blankets is a project where I progress a little, then I don't. Then I progress a little again, then I don't. It's because when I work on this, I do need to have time available, and I do need to sit down on a table, because that is just the easiest. And I need to keep tongue straight to make sure that I do it at the right places. This is my, this is how far I got in the rounds. I just finished round 29. Woo! 29 is where I am at. I am not going to take out the yarns because that will mendel them up, but these are the 2 yarns I use. As said, Stylecraft Special DK yarns, nothing out of the ordinary there. We have them, or the label of them. I have a cream and I have a burgundy. Stylecraft Special DK is an English yarn, but it is produced in Turkey. It's 100% premium acrylic, 100 gram skeins, so that's 3.5 ounces to 295 meters, or about 323 yards DK yarn, obviously, so double it or 3 weight. It can be tumble dried at cold, can be machine washed at 30 degrees Celsius, can be ironed at cold, it can be dry cleaned. That's kind of it, so do not bleach. They recommend 4mm crochet hook. That is also what I'm using, so that's wonderful. And the further 3 rounds I made has gotten us to this point. Da, 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 da. I think I can actually do like this. That's my starting place, by the way. And I have a stitch mark in each corner, and I do that to remind myself which of the stitches are my corner stitches for when I get there. So, but this is how we're looking. You can really see how that progressed and how the first center here is kind of worked up, and it's ready to be burgundy. Burgundy is the kind of the background color, and I will change that. I do believe in round 47. So in 18 rounds, we will go to a more like darker red. And the cream will go all the way through the whole blanket. I have 126, 26 or 29. I think it's 126 rows. So I still have almost 100 rows to go. So it's gonna be quite a blanket, and eventually I think I will need to stand up and hold it for you. And then I'm still not sure if I can show it all to you in the photo. It is working up a lot nicer than expected on the back side of it. So let me see if I can find that for you guys. This is the back panel right now. It's not too bad for Overlay Mosiac. And well, you can see obviously where you do some of the overlays and so on. It does get that, but you know, it's not too bad. And here you can see how the yarn carries the thread all the way through, and that is because I keep working with 2 colors. So 1 round, so in the next round I'm gonna work with is white, but the burgundy keeps attached to the project. It saves you a lot of tails to weave in. Nice, all love that. Less sewing tails in, woohoo! And then basically what you do is, when it has to be visible here on the front side, you do double crochets in the front loop, and when you're preparing for it to in the following round to be kind of covered, you do single crochets in the back loop, and that is the concept of Mosiac overlay. And of course you will have the negative version here on the back side, which is the opposite color. You will still see a little bit of the primary, but it is kind of mirrored. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do some fabric or something else on the back side, or if it's just going to be like that. That's undecided. It doesn't feel bad, but honestly, it's a decision I don't need to make right now. It's a decision I can wait with making for quite some time. I began on this on New Year's. I don't remember if it was New Year's Eve or if it was New Year's Day. So it's going to be either the 31st of December or 1st of January. So yeah, we are in May. I know I'm not going to finish it this year, and I'll be happy if I'd finished like next year. Who knows? I just work on it when I have time. Eventually, I will also get to a place where every time I show it, I might only have finished a side of it or whatever, because it is really growing, right? It keeps growing. Every round increases by 2 stitches on the side. So 4 sides is 8 stitches. So eventually, I'll need it differently. What I have been thinking, I do not know if there's any of you out there doing Mosiac crochet, but if there is, do you have yarn holders where you have each of the balls standing in? just to keep it simple. I've been debating if that could actually work out or if it would still tangle my yarn. I've been looking at like a dual yarn holder on Amazon. I've been debating on buying it, but I haven't made or taken the leap yet. So it is in my mind. It's in my mind to potentially get a yarn holder, like one of those, it's just like a dual yarn holder where they're like 2 pins up. Normally you have a single pin, but here you have 2 pins up. You put the skein on top and it holds the yarn and keeps a nice track of it. And that could make sense to maybe have it less tangled, and then I could have it on the table or I could have it on the floor when I crochet, and it will go hopefully nice, easy, and simple and smooth. It's in the thought. It's in the thought. If you have any experience with them, please let me know if you think they are really worth it and if it makes sense for skeins like this. I'd be keen to know. Comments down below if you would like to tell me. After that, the next project I have ongoing is my Firefly sweater. And my Firefly sweater I worked on this week. So it's been progressing. You know, I do think I'm happy to say that this week I went live on Wednesday morning. It was very nice. It was not a lot of us in there. It was not super chatty, and that's okay. We just hanged out for like, I think 40 minutes. And the idea is like to do 30 to 40 minutes every Wednesday morning when I have time. Just as a morning to see how it goes, to see if you guys like it. And I do get lots of you guys will be asleep, but I know we have some insomnia people. I know we have some down under people. They could also maybe have time to come in and visit. It kind of depends on where you are. So that's what I've been debating. Further than that, this seems to be the project I want to work on doing those lives, because it's so straightforward. I just need to do rows of double crochets, and I did 2 rows during that live, plus I do believe maybe 2 or 3 rows before that. So I've done like 4, maybe 5 rows since last. It is the back panel that we are working on, and what I'm gonna do is, the goal is obviously to finish the back panel, because then I need to do the sleeve, need to sew it all together, and then hopefully we fit. When I hold the front panel up, I am wondering if it's gonna be a tiny bit tight on the front side. At the same time, I'm like, I should be able to fit into that, because the back panel is gonna be the equal size. So this is the front panel. I love these colors worked up together. 2 yarns held together makes this sort of marbled teal, because you know, you can see it's blue and you can see it's green, and at the same time it gives a teal impression. I really like how the colors blend together, and it is super simple. It is a bit fluffy, soft feeling. Seems a bit like mohair yarn, but it's not. It's actually 100% synthetical yarn, because it is 76% acrylic and 24% polyester. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I was right. Super soft sensation from Lamy Yarns is what I've been using. I have more skeins upstairs. They are 25 grams for a ball, so they're really light balls. 25 grams is like the half of the 1.75 ounces. So they're like almost 0.9, a bit less ounces. Lovely, sweet. As you can see, have a nice halo. Clear difference, and holding them together gives this absolutely gorgeous fabric. I don't think it's the first time I work with this soft sensation, though I might hold it with different yarns or something else, because you know, if I work with a thin yarn like this for a singular project, you will get something that's extremely lacy. But I'm happy that I could do like another 2 rows on this, and I think that's a nice idea. Like, come live once a week, even if it's just half an hour, and do 2 or 3 rows of double crochets on this project, and we will see where the ship strands. And once that project is finished, I'll find something else and we can keep doing that, and we can talk about tea and yarn and crochet a bit together. What is that I did read Pickwick Labels there. They do have these funny quotes, makes you think, always questions. And yeah, so it's just like morning talk tea, and they're short. And if you just even catch the replay, I'll appreciate that. There's much more to say. Though next Wednesday I won't be doing the live, because next Wednesday, when I was planning on doing the live, I have a dentist appointment, and I need to take care of my teeth. So I will maybe go live either, and that's undecided, but either Tuesday or Thursday instead. It kind of depends on how my week runs next week. It's a little bit unpredictable still. But yeah, I'll let you know when we get closer. Because in that case, I will schedule live in any case, like 12 hours before it happens. I'll have to see how it goes. If Monday goes well at work, I'll probably do Tuesday morning, and if it doesn't, I might push it to Thursday. Yeah, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know for sure. Then after Fleur, I started on the DarjeelingTea Shawl. And given the fact that I have a Darjeeling tea here, it's such coincidental. The Darjeeling tea for me is a bit of a comfy tea. I got this Darjeeling tea in Germany, and I'm about halfway through, so I do need to plan for another trip to Germany sometime out in the future, not too far away. DarjeelingTea Shawl. I have them all in project crates, so just bear with me. Is made in the LindeHobby Soft Cake, and that is 8.8 ounces cake originally. So that's 250 grams to 1,000 meters of yarn, so 1,093 yards, 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. They recommend 2 to 3 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using a 3.25, which is also what they classify as a D hook. I did crochet hook upsize intentionally because I'm a slight tight crochet hooker, so this is like using a 3 millimeter, I guess. I really like how this is working up, and I am well into the color changing, where you can really start to see the clear color changes, because I did have time to work on it last weekend. So let's see, here we are. See, we are actually into the more color changing colors. Actually, it started already, like we started going lighter, but it's not as visible as when we really start to going into the really light ones. We chose this cake on another live about a month ago almost. This is how we're looking. Of course, it will need blocking. It will definitely need blocking. But yeah, I think we are doing really, really nice. Everything given. Right? Once blocked, it will stretch a bit and look nicer as well. We are still working. I work from the outside towards the center, and in the center we have this sort of peachy pink color, and every time I look at it, I'm like, it's a light pink and it's peach, and I'm like, peachy pink, peachy pink. And this gives it away best, I think, on camera. When I hold it like this, catches light the best. If I do like this, it looks much more cold, but it is actually more like this color. So it's not cold like that. It is, this is more correct, this glow. Super soft. Definitely a soft cake. Not much left, actually. I'm curious how big the shawl will be once I'm getting to the blocking phase. Still have a bit to go. About, maybe I'm done a bit more than half. I am at row 47 out of, I don't know. I just keep going until I have no more yarn left, and then I will see how far we got. I think it's a really nice pattern. It does have puff stitches. I actually started on it because I thought it had no puff stitches. Then I was reading through the pattern, I was like, oh, it does have puff stitches. Okay, whatever. I already got so far. That was like, let's see. No, that was already here. But then I'm like, but I already started and we decided on doing the DarjeelingTea Shawl because we also had a vote on that on my community tab. And, you know, I can't just step back from that. So that's okay. But luckily, it does not have as many puff stitches as the Jasmine Tea Shawl, because that, my friends, was brutal with the amount of puff stitches. But I do want to make a new Jasmine Tea Shawl in the future with a gradient cake. And I was thinking of maybe doing a mini muffin from Stenli for that, because they are 1200 meters, which is a bit longer than else. But it's been really nice. I really enjoy working with this DarjeelingTea Shawl. Fewer puff stitches is awesome, because really puff stitches is so RedTeapotAtelier, who's made the DarjeelingTea Shawl, seems to be fond of puff stitches. And I don't mind them when they're not too many, but when you get to really, like, when you get to a row of at the outer edge and you just need to do puff stitches every row, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, you know, and every stitch almost. It's not having it here. This one has like a coincidental puff stitch here and there, and then eventually it has like here on the bigger fans, there are puff stitches. But that's not that many, like, because they do jump some stitches and so on. So it's definitely a lot less. And I'm still enjoying this, and I'm definitely probably gonna make the DarjeelingTea Shawl also in another color gradient sometime in the future. But yeah, I really enjoy working with these patterns, and I have other plans for new, basically for new shawls from RedTeapotAtelier. She makes nice designs. I really like them. And of course I will share photos on this on my Instagram page and so on when I'm finished and it's blocked. For that I have many more things I should do that for, but it's all like for when. I need more time on my hands, I really do. And that I would get if it was less busy at work. Right now it's very busy at work. It's kind of hard to believe that they claim we are overstaffed, even though we're not. At least work-wise, all the employees at my level disagree. So there is a management issue somewhere. And at the same time, I'm starting to be a little bit like, I don't really care, because I know I will be out of a job within the next 5 months. I'll do something else. In 5 months, I'll do something else. I don't know what I will be doing. And we will see how I can adapt that to everything else around it. And who knows, if I'll be unemployed for a while, you might actually see more of me. I might be more concerned. I might have time to design stuff. That would be nice. That would be nice. So what we also did was, we also at a live picked this gorgeous Stenli Candy Cake for a new project. Because I wanted to start a new shawl, I decided to go with the Virus Shawl, because the Virus Shawl is, for me, a straightforward pattern. It's a 4-row, easy 4-row repeat once you get started. And I needed something I could bring with me in the car, where I don't necessarily need to have a pattern on hand, but just know, okay, now it's time to do row 1 again, or whatever, like depending on where you are in the pattern. Right now I am halfway through row 4, but of the 4-row repeat. Obviously not at row 4, because we are further down. Let's see, here. And we have changed colors. You can see we are going lighter. This is where we are at right now. I have no clue how big this is gonna be, or end. It might become a bit larger than I first had anticipated, and it's all right. I really enjoy working with this color. I can't see the label here. So I don't remember the colorway, but we called it magenta to peach basically for the pole. And here's the main magenta parts. And we're getting really close to where it gets a little bit more lighter than the magentas, because right now it's mixed. It's like half dark magenta, half light magenta. So it's a little bit like candy striped in the yarn. I don't even know if I can show that clearly enough to you guys. You can see it's kind of split in the stripes. And then they will come just here before it starts going peach. There will be some magenta that just being magenta. And then we will have the magenta with more like peach or orange before it goes more like peachy. And then we go again a half a round of. It's really nice. And the Stenli Candy Cakes are 100% soft cotton. 250, no, not 250 grams, they're 280 grams. So they're like 9.5-ish ounces, probably around, to 900 meters of yarn. So that's like 980, somewhere between 980 and 990 yards. Yeah, absolutely wonderful to work with. Simple pattern, straightforward. I linked to my tutorial of this pattern in the description box down below, because that makes sense. Absolutely gorgeous, as was everything I make here. For those I have patterns for and so on, where I got the patterns, I linked in the description box down below. The Firefly is a free pattern from Hobby. The DarjeelingTea Shawl can be bought either on Ravelry or you can buy it at Hobby. If you have Hobby Plus, you can get it for free. Oasis is free. And the Fleur, of course, is on Ravelry. I think that's pretty much it. We got through it all. I still have new projects I want to start, but I haven't started yet. What I did forget to mention is I'm using an F hook with the candy, so that's 3.75. 3.75 is what I'm using with this yarn. Yeah, that's it, I think, for now. Thank you very much for hanging around with me. I'm hoping to see you around again next week. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I know it's a bit late. I'm really good at saying this at the very last moment. Please subscribe. That would support me so tremendously and I will appreciate it. Also, let me know if you would like some left-hand tutorials, because I can actually take my tutorials and swap them around. I'm considering to do that sometime out in the future. Also, on Monday, we have another Sort My Stash 2024 video, and that's part 13, I think. It's crazy how time flies. With lots of cotton cake, a lot of cotton, just cotton, regular cotton 8/4. All my cotton yarns I'm displaying in that video, and my thoughts for them and what happened and why I bought them and so on. I still have plans for them, some of them, and I still want more. And I make some pleasant surprises on how to combine, mix and match. So that's really nice. There are definitely lots of potential there. And I hope to go live sometime next week, but I'm not sure what date yet, but it's not going to be Wednesday because I'll be at the dentist at the time. But I intend to go live, to be live for like maybe half an hour, 40 minutes before work. And Friday, of course, I'll be back with a new yarn talk video. Until then, I'm going to say take care and happy crafting, and thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.